Welcome to Fort Hood, where tonight the spotlight hits the ring and the stakes rise with every punch. Service members from across the installation step onto the big stage, ready to showcase speed, power, and championship grit. It's fight night energy, military toughness, and big-time atmosphere all coming together for one unforgettable night. This is Fort Hood Fight Night, and we are live on the CW Central Texas KWTX app, Facebook, and the Divids Network. Tonight's broadcast is being presented by FSR Roofing, your trusted roofing experts for Central Texas. I'm Roy Ogletree, joined by Darius Fulgham, the pride of Killeen, Texas, now fighting out of H-Town, and we have 7 bouts scheduled for this evening. Let's go to the ringside announcer, Lance Pooler, to get us started tonight.
As a qualifier. And what you're getting ready to see tonight is the combination of both of them qualifiers, and which will be the determining factor for the Fort Hood champions.
Okay.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I am absolutely certain that these soldiers are going to put on an amazing show for you. But before we get to that, a couple of quick things. Emergency exits on this side, where you came in, along the back side. In the case of emergency, walk calmly out of the building. Exit into the parking lot. Move away from the building. But none of that's going to happen. And just so you all know, thanks to Channel 10, KUTX, tonight's event is going to be broadcast not only live on web stream like it was last time. Tonight's event will also be broadcast on live television. On behalf of 3rd Armored Corps Command, Fort Hood Garrison Command, and family and MWR, I would like to thank you for coming out tonight. Now I ask that everyone stand and remove their cover and remain standing for the invocation presented by Reverend Mark Halliburton, followed by the national anthem performed by Staff Sergeant Erica Reed Brown.
Good evening. I stand here, a lot of you got together, watched the calendar, saw the fight that's coming up, got excited, ran here to the Abrams gym, but some of you didn't come because of what you thought you came for. Some of you came to see a fight because you want to see someone else fight besides yourself. Some of you are fighting right now. Y'all hear me? Some of you are fighting right now. But maybe you don't believe me, because I can tell you some good news. Y'all want to hear the good news? No. Do you want to hear the great news? The fight is already won. Let me tell you why. A man named David said, I lift my eyes to the hills, for which cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. Or maybe when David said, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, come up against me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and they fail. Or maybe Isaiah says that even the youth may faint and grow weary. Young men shall utterly fall, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall walk and not get weary. They shall run and not faint. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling you is stop fighting a battle that's already been won. So as you sit there and says, is he talking to me? I am. I am. The fight of depression, the fight of marital issues, the fight of work, let it go. Let's take it to the Lord. Father God, we say thank you. We say thank you, Father God, for what you have done, what you're about to do right now. Father God, enter into this ring, Father God, and touch the gloves of each fighter. Touch the eyesight of each doctor. We know you are Jehovah Rapha, the great healer. Father God, we say thank you for the healing and prevention that you will do. In the mighty, most magnificent, greatest name that has ever been spoken. In the name of Jesus Christ, and this gym says,
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wriggling, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. But I will be remiss, and you may have noticed, but I'd like to introduce you to the USA cheerleader. Hey, while we're getting ready for live shots, again, go ahead and play music. You're good. While we're getting ready for live shots, I would like to thank our sponsors that have helped us put us together. Obviously, the USA cheerleaders, Mark Hollivart and the Staff Sergeant Reed Brown. Amazing performance as always. I would also like to thank Channel 10 KUTX for the amazing production that they produced for us last time and stepping up their game to bring you the championships tonight. We got a few minutes. My team's gonna jump up here and pump you up a little bit, and then we're gonna get this thing started.
What?
Do you want? They want to stay. They want out. Okay.
Welcome to Fort Hood, where tonight the spotlight hits the ring and the stakes rise with every punch. Service members from across the installation step onto the big stage, ready to showcase speed, power, and championship grit. It's fight night energy, military toughness, and big-time atmosphere all coming together for one unforgettable night. This is Fort Hood Fight Night, and we are live on the CW Central Texas KWTX app, Facebook, and Divids Network. Tonight's broadcast is presented by FSR Roofing, your trusted roofing experts for Central Texas. I'm Roy Nogaltree, joined by Darius Fulgham, and we have 7 bouts scheduled for this evening. The pride of Killeen, Texas, fighting out of H-Town. Darius, how do you feel here tonight? How do you feel being back in your hometown?
I feel great being back home, man. Look, I've never seen an event like this at home in Killeen. Fort Hood is really doing it big. The energy in this place is electric, and as it should be. We got some great fights scheduled tonight.
Yes, 7 fights, 7 championship bouts on the card. The championship at Fort Hood Fight Night. Darius, what do you expect from these fighters tonight? They've been working hard. 5 weeks of training camp for these fights.
Listen, I know exactly what it's like to train hard for these fights. You know, you put your everything into it, and guess what? It is only you in that ring tonight. There's nobody else you can look at. You can't point fingers. You can't place blame. Can't nobody save you. You got to give it all, and you got to go out swinging. So I'm excited to see what these guys, man, we got the Fort Hood's finest represented tonight, so we'll see what we get.
You were able to talk to some of these fighters ahead of tonight. What was kind of the gauge? They had us kind of backstage a little bit. What were you gauging from the room today?
I engaged a lot of different energies, man. It was hard to read everybody. Look, one thing about boxers is everybody has their own different personality. Look, as much as we can look at a boxer, we can try to box them in to be one type of person or another. Everybody there is so unique and different, and they bring a different atmosphere and a different element in the ring. So that's what I think makes this so interesting. We got so many different style matchups, so much different storylines that we can talk about to see tonight, and they're gonna bring it.
Yeah, so when you were growing up in Killeen, you know, you look around here, there's 2,000 people packed into this gym. Could you have anticipated anything like this?
I'm gonna be brutally honest, I did not until now. Like, this is actually really impressive and amazing to me that people come together and see great fights tonight like this.
No, it is really something to behold here at the Abrams Physical Fitness Center, and thank you to Fort Hood for having us on tonight for our 3rd fight night, the 2nd that has been broadcast on the airwaves of KWTX, CW Central Texas. Of course, tonight, broadcasting this live. Of course, we will have, again, 7 fights. They just called your name, man. You got to stand up.
My bad.
We'll see if we can get
Ogletree!
There we go.
They couldn't get Royden right. It's okay. We'll advance tonight.
I'd also like to take a brief moment.
So let's go to Mr. Lance Pooler, who is making the introductions and making the roundabout as we speak right now.
The star of the Netflix series Avatar: Last Airbender, Dallas Zulu. Mr. Liu has been spending his day on the Great Place as a part of the National Leadership Foundation. Throughout the day, he's been going around and thanking the soldiers for your service. We appreciate every single thing that you do, the sacrifices you make, the sacrifices your family make. This is a small representation of what it's all worth. Are y'all ready to start this up? Tonight, in this ring, you're going to witness 7 wars. A display of skill, heart, raw power, as 14 of Fort Hood's finest soldiers prove why they're members of the dominating force known as America's Hammer. These warriors have endured the trials. They've made the sacrifices, and they're ready to claim the glory. So I ask you, are you ready? I don't know, it doesn't sound like it. I ask you, are you ready? Then let's drop the hammer! For the first bout of the evening, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from the state of Delaware, with a fight record of 13 wins and 4 losses in U.S. boxing sanctioned bouts. A rising star in the boxing world, she is the 2023 SNE 119-pound novice champion, reigning Golden Gloves champion, and having claimed victory in 2024 in the NSC 125 Open Golden Gloves. But that's not all. There's more. She is also a 2-time champion, having demonstrated in the ring as of 22 National Collegiate Gloves champion and the 2023 National Collegiate champion. Representing 20th Engineer Brigade, 20th Engineer Brigade Battalion, 36th Engineer Brigade. There you go. I got her. Weighing in at 130.3 pounds. Let's make some noise for First Lieutenant Charney Harmon.
What an intro right there.
She has a lot of accolades, probably the most accolades of any fighter that we're going to see here tonight outside of our main event. But First Lieutenant Charney Harmon, official weight, we'll get the tail of the tape here in a minute, but 130 pounds, fighting out of Delaware, a West Point graduate. She boxed at West Point. She was on the West Point boxing team. She is a 4-time national champion, 2 with the team, the women's team out of West Point, and 2 individual championship belts as well as Golden Gloves, like you've seen mentioned across. So this is our tail of the tape, weighing in at 130.3 pounds. And hey, you gotta like a teleportation superpower, right?
I mean, come on now. I'll tell you, that's my dream superpower. So I feel her. I would be in Tokyo right now eating some sushi or some ramen.
Hey, but you're here calling these boxing matches, man. Where else would you rather be besides Japan?
Come on now, this is a blessing. And I already know the feeling that she had making this walkout into this great crowd in the arena here. Look, I talked to her in the back, and she's ready for the moment. This is just another day for her. You heard the experience, you heard the resume that she has, you know. I think what makes this matchup very interesting is a rematch, so I'm curious where her mindset is coming to the ring this time.
Right. When you talk about rematches, I don't know how many you've had in your career, but what's that like when you do have a rematch, when you're used to a fighter?
Right. I've had a rematch before in the amateurs a couple of times. I had a guy that I had a rivalry against. We fought many of times, and it was always different every time because somebody's got to make the adjustment, right? Who's going to make the adjustments necessary? And that changes the dynamic completely of a fight, right? And the mindset is, if somebody comes out and dominates somebody, they can have that same mindset of like, oh, I'm way better than this person. They can overlook somebody and not taking to account all the hard work that somebody put in to get to that point. So that's what makes rematches so interesting, is who can make the adjustments. That's what I hope that we see here tonight.
Fighting out of Delaware, Charney Harmon. Let's take a listen into Mr. Pooler yet again.
And fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Mexico, representing 13 ACSC, weighing in at 139.3 pounds. Let's raise the roof for Sergeant Ashley Ferrero.
She looks locked in.
Doesn't she?
She looks locked in. Look, she's taking it in, appreciating the moment. Looks like she's ready to go to war.
Ashley Ferrero fighting out of Mexico. A couple of, seems foreign-born fighters tonight. One out of Mexico, one out of Canada as well. But of course, all enlisted here in the U.S. Army. She's getting the crowd fired.
There we go. This energy is infectious, man. I'm telling you. I've experienced this in the ring anytime you walk into the arena and you can feel the crowd chanting and push you on into victory. It feels good and it gives you the energy and the confidence you need to step into this ring and do your thing.
Of course, when we have these Q&As with all of these fighters, of course, she mentioned who's your favorite boxing role model? Canelo, Alicia
No surprise
Baumgartner
there.
as well, too, listed. But
You said Alicia Baumgartner?
yes. So the tail of the tape here for Ashley Ferrero, Sergeant Ashley Ferrero. She steps in at 139 pounds. Hobbies including baking and photography.
Baking is a hard hobby to have for this weight cutting sport.
For this weight, yeah.
I couldn't imagine you talking about baking some cookies and pies and cheesecakes. Oh, that all sounds so good.
We were just before we came on, just a peek behind the curtain. We were talking about cutting weight.
Yeah.
And you were saying you fight at 168.
Yep.
So, but by the time that you weigh in, maybe a little bit of a secret or not, you do not weigh 168.
By the time I step in the ring, I guarantee you I am nowhere close to 168.
It's going to be interesting to see what we have here as, these weight classes fluctuated between 135 and 145, 135 pounds and 145 pounds today for the women's junior welterweight final. Again, Ashley Ferrero and Charnay Harmon getting ready to go here as Ferrero will step into the ring. Gives her corner man a hug. And we are getting ready to go.
It's the moment they've been waiting for. Listen, Ashley she has to have a chip on her shoulder. She's ready to show this crowd what she's worked and trained so hard for.
Let's go and listen in to our official, Dontrell Morris.
All right, give me a good, clean fight. Keep all the punches above the waistline. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions? All right, touch them up.
Your tail of the tape was brought to you by FSR Roofing, your trusted roofing experts for Central Texas. And here we go. Stepping up to the ring right away. Exchanging punches as Harmon lands with the left.
I was surprised really to see Ashley coming out so aggressive like this. This is something that Charnay said that she wanted to implement herself. She wanted to push her backwards.
So we have a clinch here, a little tie up. Morris will break them up. Big right hand from Harmon.
Absolutely. Oh, she's landing some really clean shots. Smart move by Ashley to go ahead and clinch there. She took some clean damage. Got to go ahead and clinch and reset.
They are going toe-to-toe early in the first round. Big left from Ferrero.
Honestly, you can even see Ashley has a height and reach advantage.
The uppercut comes in, gets through.
Oh, but they are swinging. They are fighting.
Going toe-to-toe as Harmon trying to back off the ropes.
One thing you can tell, Harmon is landing some good shots, but Ashley is not afraid.
As they exchange punches here. We'll tie up. Big right from Harmon.
Right hand. Ashley is staying in there. That right hand is landing by Harmon. Oh, good uppercut.
Uppercut to the body. Straight jab to the face from Harmon. Ferrero will tie her up. Goes with the uppercut in the clinch.
Yeah. She's starting to apply a little bit more pressure now.
Big
shot.
right,
Nice
big
shot.
combination from Ferrero.
Harmon can land some good shots, but she got to make sure she's still being defensively responsible after these exchanges. She doesn't want to get caught taking pictures.
He's trying to work in the reach of Ferrero as we have 10 seconds here. So we are exchanging punches here on Fort Hood Fight Night. This is a championship bout, ladies and gentlemen, as round one is in the books.
That's a great way to start the round for Fort Hood's Fight Night.
We will head to break here, quick 30-second break, and we'll be back with more Fort Hood Fight Night, the championships, right after this. Welcome back to Fort Hood Fight Night on the CW Central Texas. This round, of course, brought to you by FSR Roofing, your trusted roofing experts for Central Texas. Darius, what do you make of that first round? They were swinging.
First round, they came off exciting. They brought the energy. They brought the intensity. Look, if I had to give any of my critiques, Ashley, if I was in Ashley's corner right now, I'd be telling you have the height and reach advantage. We need to box. We need to stay on the outside. She has a great jab. When she's throwing the jab, don't allow Harmon to land the overhand right. Harmon's been landing the overhand right at will. I would stay moving on your jab. Harmon's doing a great job. I would just tell her to make sure she's being defensively responsible after she lands her big shots.
Of course, you've mentioned that Ferrero has the reach in this fight. They had Harmon standing up the entire bout as we were coming back out swinging. Big left hand from Ferrero. Awesome combination from Harmon. Still trying to work that jab, trying to get in there. Left hand from Ferrero, going to the body now.
One thing about Harmon, that was a good job. She was changing levels, attacking and throwing her combinations up to the top of the head, back down to the body. I love to see the body work. I love to see the body work. You see she went down to the body and then came back up top to the head. You got to mix it up and change levels.
Trying to find any purchase here. Big left hand, big combination,
right
1-2. Be in the clip, we'll see if Morris breaks them up. Still trying to go to the body, big 1-2 combination from Ferrero, but Harmon responds with a big left.
Good shot. This lady's doing some really great work. What a great way to take her momentum and swing it back into the corner. There you go. Good job by Harmon. Take control of the center of the ring.
Well, not as aggressive here. Harmon with the left jab. Big uppercut from Ferrero. Overhand right. Looks like Ferrero's trying to go with that uppercut through the clinch and hasn't necessarily been landing flush, but she's trying to work on the inside.
Yeah, I also say my big critique too is Ferrero, they always say, man, make sure you have your hands up, but sometimes she's keeping her hands in too long and she's catching too many punches. I would recommend it's still the same thing for her to use her feet. She doesn't have to catch shots. She can use her feet to create the separation.
Another exciting round on Fort Hood Fight Night. 30-second break. We'll be back from Fort Hood. Welcome back to Fort Hood Fight Night, the championship bouts as we head to the junior middleweight title fight between Broderick Spear and Alex Williams. Staff Sergeant Broderick Spear and Specialist Alex Williams. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our junior middleweight title fight, contested between 147 and 156 pounds. In the blue corner is Specialist Alex Williams, official fight weight of 148 pounds. Lean, fast, technical. Williams relies on movement, timing, and precision strikes. Inspiration to start boxing. I love fighting.
Listen, I was talking to Alex in the back, man. Great guy, had a lot of energy, great personality about him. He's done every single fighting discipline there is. I talked to him, he really loves fighting. When he says that, he meant it.
And finally, the red corner, hailing from California, representing 182 Devarded, tipping the scales at 154.1 pounds. Staff Sergeant Broderick Spears.
We have Broderick Spear coming in at 154 pounds, fighting out of California. Of course, his fighting inspirations are Roy Jones and Mike Tyson.
Great guys to look up to.
You know, they've done a thing or two in the fight game.
Two different styles, though, for sure. One just freakishly athletic, one power punching strong. I'm excited to see what we get out of Broderick Spear tonight.
Favorite MRE, tuna, the only safe one.
Oh, man, that sounds terrible.
You ever dug into the MREs?
Not dug into one of those, but tuna sounds like the worst one.
He says it's the only safe one. We'll have to see.
I guess it makes sense. I got to ask him about that.
So yeah, two fighters weighing in this weight class, but it looks to me, just from first glance, that Staff Sergeant Spear will have the reach advantage on Specialist Williams.
Listen, and he has another advantage that Broderick Spear has done every single of the fight nights. This is not new to him. This is like home. He's been here. He's done this many times. And on the opposite end, we got Alex Williams. This is his first fight night. You know, so, but like he said earlier, he loves to fight.
Yeah, he was telling me it was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He says he's been fighting since he was 8 years old in Dayton, Ohio. I asked him, I wrote down Jiu-Jitsu, and he said, no, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Now look, he knows his stuff, okay? He said that Taekwondo, wrestling, Muay Thai, he's done it all. He looks cool, calm, collected right now. I'm really excited to see what we get out of him tonight.
That tale of the tape is brought to you by Zimmerman Law Firm. Call 1-800-INJURIES. If you've been injured, call the Zimmerman Law Firm. And the title fight is just moments away.
All right, give me a good, clean fight. Keep all the punches above the waistline. Obey my commands at all times. Got any questions for me tonight? All right, touch them up.
Here we go. Junior middleweight title fight. Broderick Spear, Alex Williams.
So
Let's go to work.
So starting, I'm gonna state the obvious. There's a huge height range here. I would like to see Spears stay on his jab, stay on the outside. Because one thing about Alex Williams that he told me, he said he's gonna fight like Mike Tyson. They're bringing it right now.
They are chasing each other around the ring. Williams is coming out and backing down Spear. Feels like he's chasing him a little bit.
Yep.
But it's clear that Spear does have the reach advantage. Big left hand by Williams.
And he's doing, ooh, good shot. He's doing a good job of using it right now. Look, all he has to do is he got to keep that jab out there. Keep with the straight punches. Oh, he's landing some clean shots. Alex Williams clipped him a couple of times.
Williams is trying to get within the reach and doing a pretty good job of getting within the reach of Spear, getting inside those arms. If you're looking at it and you can't really tell, you may be able to tell from your screen, he has about a 5-inch height advantage on Williams.
He timed that right hand beautifully. He tried to run it back again.
Spear trying to get inside the defense of Williams.
Yeah. My advice for Spear right now, he doesn't have to throw every single shot with evil intentions. He can just leave out there, touch it, control it. He can control the fight. And he'll find the moments when he can land the big right hand, because that's what it seems like he's looking for.
Feels like Williams will let you chase him around the ring. He looks like he has a ton of energy coming out. Again, Williams trying to work within that long reach of Spear.
There you go.
Keeping him.
See, a lot of stuff like this. And look, he slowed the pace down a lot. As you can tell, the pace is slowed. He's being able to start picking shots. But a lot of times he could just keep this jab out there. Right when Williams tries to come in and approach, boom, throw him with the right hand.
The first round of the junior middleweight title fight is in the books. We'll be right back with more Fort Hood Fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third bout of the evening, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Florida, representing headquarters battalion, DeVarde, weighing in at 224.4 pounds. Let's raise that roof for specialist Alex Brown.
Welcome back to Fort Hood Fight Night on the CW Central Texas. We're getting ready for the super heavyweight title fight between Vernon Jackson and Alex Brown. Specialist Alex Brown officially weighing in at 224 pounds. Big guy. Do you have any phobias? Clowns.
Again, cannot blame him. When it came out, I was terrified as a child.
Okay, weight class 203 pounds and above. Of course, Mr. Brown weighing in a little bit above that at 224. Fighting out of Hallandale Beach, Florida. We have two Florida natives, Florida men.
Come on now.
Fighting in this weight class. Vernon Jackson versus Alex Brown. We'll get the tail of the tape here in just a moment for Mr. Vernon Jackson. These super heavyweight fights, what do you expect from these bouts?
Being completely honest and transparent, not only what am I expecting, but what the entire arena is expecting is fireworks. They're expecting to see somebody get hurt. They're expecting potential knockouts. They're expecting devastating blows. And so we're looking forward to hope we get that. These guys are extremely built. They're durable. They've been training extremely hard for these past 5 weeks. And they're ready to put on a show.
This is one big guy. He is about to step into the ring. We'll take a look at Mr. Alex Brown, Specialist Alex Brown here. He looks like he is built to fight as he takes a nod to you.
Yeah.
And we'll get the introduction of Private First Class Vernon Jackson.
And fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Florida, representing 182 DeVarde, weighing in at 209.3 pounds. Let's make noise for Specialist Vernon Jackson.
Vernon Jackson to come out here. Of course, already on paper, the distinct weight advantage goes to Mr. Alex Brown as well here. But not to be outdone, Private First Class Vernon Jackson is built like a fighter. He looks like he is built to go the distance. 209.3 pounds. Aspirations after the Army? Well, to become a firefighter.
I heard of many people that go to firefighter school and I heard how tough it is, man. That's a great passion, a great field to be a part, man. I love to hear that.
Look at these two fighters right now as they're getting ready to enter the ring. We've had first two bouts of this title fight, the championships tonight. First round, these fighters are coming out swinging, maybe exhausting themselves a little bit in that first round. Of course, we saw in the last round Broderick Spear kind of withstand the onslaught from Alex Williams, but what do you imagine that they'll do here? You think they'll maybe fill each other out a little bit?
I think it's very hard to, not in a fight like this. When you're talking about amateur fight, we got 3 rounds, 2 minutes. This is a sprint, not a marathon. If you wait too long, you'll afford and cost yourself on losing the match, and it's not worth it. We got to put your foot on the gas pedal, and you got to apply pressure in any sort of way. It doesn't mean you got to be coming forward nonstop the entire time, but you got to be active because that's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for activity, they're looking for volume, they're looking for quality punches.
And that is the tail of the tape brought to you by Gage Construction. Let Gage Construction handle your project from concept to completion on commercial and residential remodels and additions. And the super heavyweight title fight is coming up next.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. Keep all the punches above the baseline. Obey my commands at all times. I'm gonna say it again. Obey my commands at all times. I don't want to get in here and wrestle with y'all, but I will. Got any questions for me? Touch them up.
Listen, in the first fight night, Alex Brown did get a knockdown in the first fight that he had, so we know he has power. We know he has power. We just got to see how Vernon Jackson's going to be able to withstand that, or if he's going to bring his own power.
Again, Brown with the height and reach advantage, trying to feel each other out. Uppercut lands to the body from Brown. Brown with some body shots early on.
Yeah, you can hear these shots loud and clear. This moment we got to get. There you go. I'm about to say, Alex, we got to get up. We got to get off the ropes. Got to get off the ropes.
Right hand uppercut lands from Brown.
I can appreciate the body work, though. Alex being a taller fighter, you rarely see taller fighters going to the body like that, but he's landing some good body shots on the inside.
And up
Good
against
shots.
And up against the ropes already early on in this round. Still going to the body. Uppercut tries to land from Jackson.
Now, this is his forte. He's doing a good job landing shots in the body, but he's got to get off the ropes. Vernon Jackson's right now really controlling the fight because he's pinning him against the ropes. Optically, to the judges, it may not be a great look for Alex Brown to be pinned up against the ropes like that. He looks like he's not in control. That was great control. I like him, Alex Brown, using his jab hand to control and then throw the right hand.
These two fighters in the clinch pretty early on. The 1-2 jab combination works for Alex Brown.
Oh, what a good shot. Something I like to see from Alex Brown is a nice stab jab to the body. It's one of my favorite punches in boxing. And it's something I do believe that Vernon Jackson is open for. Vernon Jackson doing a good job right now.
Headgear.
Yeah, had to really see the headgear.
10 seconds left to go in this first round. Some big body blows landing early on from both fighters. Big right hand from Jackson.
Huge right hand. A little confusion in the ring.
A little confusion to end us out there, but nonetheless, the first round of the super heavyweight title fight is in the books. We'll be right back with more Fort Hood Fight
Fighting out of the blue corner from the state of Nevada, representing 656 Duvarty, weighing in at 163.1 pounds. Let's hear it for PFC Meron Harris.
Welcome back into Fort Hood Fight Night. The middleweight title fight about to get underway between Private First Class Chester Plummer and Private First Class Myron Harris. As we take a look at the tail of the tape for Private First Class Harris, official weigh-in at 163.1 pounds. Fact that people don't know about you: I like to read and play chess.
Chess a hard thing to play, man. A very important mind game that that does a lot well in the box about reading the next move ahead of you.
You a chess player?
I play a little bit, but when they say am I a chess player, there's levels to it.
I gotta tell you, you probably know more about chess. You can fill this room with what I don't know about chess. So the middleweight title fight, they're fighting between weight class of 156 to 165. Obviously, you're a super middleweight as well. So, but you fight around this weight. What are you expecting from this middleweight fight?
For me, this is always a great weight division because you always get a good balance of power and speed and skills. Sometimes when you go up in weight class, the skill levels drop, power goes up. They rely a lot on power. This is kind of right in the middle where you get a good mix of speed, power, and technique.
We'll get the introduction for Private First Class Chester Plummer here in just a minute. Have a little ritual going around the ring.
You're a big ritual guy? You call a little bit of baseball.
Yeah, well, when I used to play baseball, it was socks on, the same foot at the same time.
With a record of 23
Not the same foot at the same
wins,
time, but one sock on the one foot, the other sock. Had to be the routine every single time.
Sanctioned by
What's the
USA
craziest
Boxing.
superstition you've ever heard of?
Representing 162 Battalion.
I'd have to really think about that one. Because I know some people that I've worked around or been friends with have some crazy ones.
Weighing in at
Of course, salt over the shoulder, that whole bit.
159.8 pounds. Raise the roof for PFC Chester Plummer.
Introduction here for Chester Plummer. He's coming in at 159 pounds. So these fighters not as far off as the last couple of fights that we have seen. Mentioned superstitions. Do you have any superstitions before you go?
I actually don't, not anymore. I try to eliminate that because I never wanted to be mentally stuck to something. Like I always want to be mentally flexible. If I feel like, before I fight, I have to eat this certain meal and I don't have that meal, I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm gonna be like, oh man, I'm gonna lose now because I don't want to be tied to anything or being like, well, I have to do this or else I'm gonna lose.
What do you think of Mr. Cool here, Chester Plummer, coming in with the sunglasses?
Oh man, sunglasses indoors. My boy is ready. I've heard a lot about him. A lot about how talented he is. And I'm excited to see that talent displayed.
That is one way to get into boxing. Inspiration for boxing was being bullied in school.
It's tough, man. I never liked bullies at all. Never liked bullies. Boxing, one way to learn to build that confidence and learn how to defend yourself. And he's exuberating a lot of confidence now. I mean, just on his ring walk alone, I can tell he's got a certain swag about him.
I mean, the sunglasses indoors.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
First one to come out with a little bit of flair tonight. Say, when you're choosing your walkout music, you have a certain, what's your walkout music?
So actually, I'm glad that you asked me that. My dad actually picks my walkout songs every time. That's his job. One time I was like, hey, yo, Pops, what you think about this song? No. I was like, dang, Pops. He said, I already got it picked out. I said, all right, then. So he's in control of that 100%, so I just leave it up to him. It's one less thing I got to worry about when I get in the ring. I will say he's done a good job so far, though.
Shout out to your father picking
Shout out to Pops.
some awesome tunes. We go to the center
Give me a
ring
good,
here for
clean
Dontrell
fight.
Morris.
Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Keep all the punches above the baseline. Got any questions?
By the way,
All
your
right, touch
tail
him
of the tape was brought to you by FSR Roofing, your trusted roofing experts from Central Texas. The middleweight title fight is getting ready to begin.
First rounds of these fights are so important. It's everything about establishing yourself. Starting off with a great jab right now, though. Plummer got that jab. Ooh, good hook.
Big combination to the that goes down to the body by Plummer.
Plummer showing his experience early.
Very fast hands from Plummer early on. Again, trying to go for that combination up top and working that that left hook to the body.
I gotta respect, like I said, I love the level changes. He's not just having one target, his targets is every part of his body.
Left jab lands by Harris. Slips one punch, does Plummer.
He's finding a home with that hook to the body. Hitting him right in the liver.
Some big swings not landing there from Chester Plummer, but they are coming out and firing. Into the ropes goes Harris.
It's a good first round by Plummer. We gotta see an adjustment from Harris. Just a couple of different things. A little good combination right now by Plummer.
Again, some of the fastest hands that we've seen tonight are from Plummer right now.
Absolutely. What a great uppercut by Harris. Wow.
Right to the body, right up.
Plummer's reflexes is on point. What a great shot.
1-2
And
up
he's
top.
landing some great body work too.
And that will do it for the first round.
Right
Welcome back into Fort Hood Fight Night. We are at intermission, and what an electric first half it's been. The energy inside the arena is high, and the action in the ring has delivered from the opening bell. So far tonight, we've seen soldiers step into the spotlight and put their heart, grit, and training on full display. Title fights, upsets, and some standout performances are already shaping this into one of the most memorable cards we have had. If you're just now joining us, don't go anywhere. When we return, a look at the history behind Fort Hood, plus a performance from the USA cheerleaders, and our marquee matchups are still ahead. This is Fort Hood Fight Night, presented by FSR Roofing. Intermission continues. Back in a moment with more live action. Before we return to live action here at Fort Hood Fight Night, we've got a special performance for everyone inside the arena and watching at home. Please welcome the USA Cheerleaders, a patriotic performance team dedicated to honoring our military veterans and first responders across the country. They bring energy, spirit, and support to America's heroes. And tonight, they are here to fire up the crowd at Fort Hood. Ladies and gentlemen, USA Cheerleaders.
And I am the Dallas Division Director for the USA Cheerleaders, and we are so happy to be here. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization. We love to give back to the military, the veterans, first responders, and of course our wonderful community, especially here in Texas. A couple weeks ago, we packaged 100 care packages and sent them overseas to our active duty military. We visit the VA hospital in Dallas monthly. We participate in the roll call luncheon out in Fort Worth every month to give back and feed our veterans. Anything that has to do with military and veterans, we are there. Every single one of these ladies here are volunteering their time to support and love and quite literally spread cheer to our military and veterans. So we want to say thank you so much. If you would like to help us, thank you. If you'd like to help us, especially with our mission tonight, we have a table over there. We have squad photos. We'd love more than anything to sign your name on them and give them to you. But on top of that, we have adopted a veteran family this Christmas, and we have an Amazon wish list that there's a QR code. You could scan it and purchase this family a little piece of joy for this holiday season. So please make your way to our table at some time tonight, get a squad photo, get a picture, and purchase something off our Amazon wish list. Without further ado, your USA cheerleaders.
Welcome back into Fort Hood Fight Night. Fort Hood is one of the largest military installations in the nation and the home of America's Armored Corps. We give you an inside look at the mission, the people, and the impact this base has across Central Texas. Here's your welcome to Fort Hood.
What began as a training center for tank destroyer units in World War II has grown into one of the nation's largest and most capable military installations, a true cornerstone of American military history. From the battlefields of Europe to the deserts of the Middle East, soldiers trained here have carried the legacy of armor across the globe. Today, Fort Hood stands at the center of America's armored strength, a place where tradition guides innovation, and where the Army's most lethal combined arms teams sharpen their edge. Home to the U.S. Army's 3rd Armored Corps and the legendary 1st Cavalry Division. This post supports more than 38,000 soldiers and airmen, along with 30,000 families and Army civilians who live, work, play, and train every day to defend our nation. Fort Hood, honoring the past, forging the future of America's Armored Corps, and the warriors who stand ready.
Up next, we take you to the National Training Center in California, the Army's toughest and most realistic training ground. That's where the 1st Cavalry Division's Blackjack Brigade tested a new set of tactics and technology known as Transforming in Contact 2.0. Here's how they're helping shape the future of warfare.
Roger, you are clear to launch and clear out to final clearance over. Between Charlie Whiskey 54 and Charlie Whiskey 39, vicinity of NEI 904, break. 300 relayed grid fires, bullets identified at 10 with antennas. Now trying to get a fire mission to table, sir. 1, 2, 0, 0, how about it? Roger, clear strike. Moving towards the goat trail. On high-speed avenue approach, please engage. Facility engaged, D90. Get my position right now. Over. Second copy.
Welcome back into Fort Hood Fight Night. More fights and more action when we return here in just a minute on Welcome back to Fort Hood Fight Night, presented by FSR Roofing, coming to you live from the home of America's finest. If you're just joining us, we've already seen an incredible showcase of skill and determination inside the ring tonight, and the energy here in the gym continues to build as we move into the next stretch of championship action. Still ahead, we've got more title fights on deck, including our main event later tonight. These soldiers have trained for months, and every bout has lived up to the hype. We'll get you back to ringside in just a moment as we prepare for the next fight of the evening as Fort Hood Fight Night rolls on, but joined by Darius Fulgham. Darius, what did you make of so far of these bouts?
Man, listen, there hasn't been a boring contest yet. These fighters are really demonstrating and showing their hard work. I mean, right in the first fight, we had the girls, and they were just swinging from start to finish. Really, what you make of the girls' fight?
We'll go back to Lance Pooler here in just a moment here, but of course we've seen a junior welterweight, women's junior welterweight title fight, a junior middleweight title fight, a super heavyweight that, man, promised some great punches, and boy did they land between Vernon Jackson and Alex Brown. And of course the middleweight title fight that we just did before we went to our intermission, Chester Plummer and Myron Harris. And I'd have to believe, to me, my favorite of the night has been the Plummer versus Harris fight. But of course, you know, I may be a little biased talking to you. You kind of fight around that weight, but you know.
Yeah, Chester Plummer really did his thing, man. I think he demonstrated the best ability that we've seen tonight. Broderick Spear and Alex Williams, I mean, he also demonstrated he got the one lone TKO of the night. Yeah. You know, he made a clear separation of himself in that fight. So we've seen some amazing contests up to this point.
We're getting set. We're getting ready for the cruiserweight title fight, the 176 to 189 weight class between Captain Tyler Thompson and Sergeant First Class Roberto Carrasco.
How about a round of applause for the USA cheerleaders?
Ringside announcer Lance Pooler.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our fifth bout of the evening, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Illinois, representing 115 BSB, First ABCT, weighing in at 176 pounds. Make some noise for Sergeant First Class Roberto Carrasco.
Roberto Carrasco coming in at 176 pounds. And man, oh man, we were talking about Flair a little earlier with the sunglasses, but my man has on the robe and I believe a luchador mask.
I'm going to tell you something right now about this guy, man. He's the guy I enjoyed the most talking to while I was in the back meeting all the fighters. He said he's in here because he wants to inspire, and his story is absolutely incredible.
Fighting at 176 pounds, he won the 2012 101st Division Championship. So he has been fighting for a long time. In fact, he says he's been fighting since he was about 16 years old. So get him coming around the ring now, hyping everybody up.
He told me one of the most important things, he's got that fighter spirit. And look, he got the luchador mask on, and nothing that tells me but got a fighter spirit more than that.
Unfortunately, I don't know if you can wear the luchador mask in the ring.
No, not in the ring, for sure not. WWE ring, maybe. Well, listen, Warden, man, I'm telling you, this guy's story is absolutely incredible. I was talking in the back. He allowed me to share too his story, man. October 10th, 2010, he was blown up and was pronounced dead on his deployment. And here he is today. I mean, I've never heard anything more incredible than that, man. Life is such a blessing, and he's a testament to being a true fighter and a true warrior. And he now lives his life, and he's just happy to be here today and be able to inspire others.
You know, it says it, if you mentioned his story, obviously, did you mention that he was, I don't know, were we able to share that he was pronounced
Yeah,
pronounced dead?
Actually pronounced dead.
Incredible comeback, but he says on his profile here, the scariest thing that he's ever done is coming back to fighting after a decade of not fighting. I find that hard to believe.
Man, this guy's life is absolutely incredible. A book needs to be written, I'm telling you.
Of course,
I can only imagine what he's seen.
Of course, he's had, looks like 5 deployments, 1 in Iraq, 2 in Afghanistan, and 2 in Europe. Favorite boxer, Roberto Duran.
What a shout out to Panama. What a great fighter. Roberto Carrasco said he turns 39, I believe, in 2 weeks. He is the oldest competitor here, and he's getting ready to retire soon. He's ready to make his last hurrah.
One last go of it for Roberto Carrasco as he hops into the ring here.
No matter what happens in this ring tonight, man, this guy's a winner to me.
Absolutely. Tail of the tape. As mentioned, he's one of the oldest fighters here. See the age of.
And fighting out of the red corner,
We'll get his introduction right here.
hailing from South Carolina, representing 4-5 Battalion, 6988, weighing in at 182.2 pounds. Raise the roof for Captain Tyler Thompson.
Captain Tyler Thompson. Obviously the highest ranking fighter that we have here tonight.
This is what I'm curious about this. Is he is the highest ranking officer here tonight. These guys salute him. What is the mindset change when you got a guy like this who's getting ready to step in the ring? Great introduction, great song choice. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of got me pumped right now.
Oh yeah. I believe this was, dating myself a little bit, but you remember the Fight Night, EA Fight Night video games?
Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I believe this was a title song on one of those videos. I believe it was Fight Night 3. Getting hyped up ringside. Coming in at 182.2 pounds. Scariest thing he's ever done, skydiving.
I've never done it.
Neither have I. And I don't know if I ever will. This tale of the tape has been brought to you by the Zimmerman Law Firm. Call 1-800-INJURIES. If you've been injured, call the Zimmerman Law Firm.
If there's one thing I heard about Thompson that was on repeat, is that Thompson is a devastating puncher. He is one of the strongest guys.
What do you think it's like at work the next day when you have to fight your superior? You think that's talked about at all?
I don't know. You know, I think one thing about boxing, man, all is fair in love and war, man. We got to go to war. We in this ring to battle. It's all love and respect at the end of the day.
Hey, you know that punch that you threw at me? What you do? Give me 10 push-ups or that. That'd be good. I'm sure that's not how it works.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, probably not the best analogy. One of my favorite movies ever was The Longest Yard. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
And that was the whole thing with the guards trying to, and the convicts, they wanted to, get at their superiors or whatever. They wanted a chance to get back at them. And this is similar here.
Captain Thompson versus Sergeant First Class Carrasco. The Cruiserweight Championship is next.
Keep all the punches above the waistline. Any questions? Touch them up.
Let's get ready to work. We got some devastating power punches here.
And here we go, Carrasco coming out hot. Thompson trying to keep him at distance, but Carrasco trying to get in there immediately, has him on the ropes. Thompson gets out of it. Thompson trying to work in that jab. Overhand right.
Good right hand.
Nice right lands by Thompson. Thompson trying to work the body in the clinch. Dontrell Morris will break him up.
Nobody has a chance to fully take over this fight just yet. It's still up for grabs, so somebody take momentum in this round.
Right cross lands from Carrasco. Tries to go the overhand right.
And he just came up just short. But Carrasco is letting his hands go, and so is Thompson.
Again, 3 rounds. They really come out swinging in these first rounds we have seen throughout the night. Nice right from Thompson.
Good jab to the body, one of my favorite punches.
Those body shots tend to wear down over time. Obviously, we aren't going 12 rounds here, but we've seen it happen in the previous fights as Carrasco trying to get inside.
It has its effects, but most importantly to it, it sets up all the other shots. When you're able to change levels like that, it opens up the opportunities for you to land shots to the head or be creative with your openings.
10 seconds left as Carrasco trying to get inside the clinch, trying to throw him off, and they will break him up. And that has been the first round of the Cruiserweight title fight on Fort Hood Fight Night. More when we come back right after this break.
hailing from New York, representing 19 Cav 2 ABCT, weighing in at 185.8 pounds. Make some noise for specialist Trent Thompson.
Welcome back in to Fort Hood Fight Night. You just heard this. Trey Thompson coming out to many men, fighting at 185, the heavyweight title fight. And I gotta tell you, every time I hear this song, I get ready to go, I gotta tell you. The Rocky films, obviously.
I feel like that inspired an entire generation of boxers. I actually just watched a Rocky film the other day. I watched Rocky 3.
Rocky 3?
Yeah, I watched Rocky 3. That's one Mr. T.
Mr. T, yeah, Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang. I pity the fool. That's the infamous line, one of my favorite lines, when he told Rocky, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. That resonates with me heavy.
I'm a Rocky 4 guy myself.
Oh yeah, I love Rocky 4. That's one of my favorites too. The Russian.
So Trey Thomas, I believe a last-second replacement.
Yeah, and that's what makes this really interesting. I talked to him in the back earlier, and he said that made no difference for him. He said he's ready to seize the moment. He was training regardless. When the call came, nothing changed with his mentality. He was ready to attack it regardless. He's ready to take on the moment for what it is and ready to seize it.
Places Franco in our heavyweight title fight.
Yeah, perfect song for him. He was very proud of where he's from in Queens, New York.
Of course, nothing going on with 50 these days, right?
Right.
So, Trey Thomas, the alternate coming in to fight Darius Miller. We'll get his introduction in just a second. $189 to $203, the weight class here, as we will hear from Lance Pooler in just a moment.
And fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Florida, representing 182 DeVardy, weighing in at 195.5 pounds. Let's give it up for specialist Darius Miller.
Darius Miller coming in from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, weighing in at 195, so a 10-pound weight difference between these two fighters. Of course, like we mentioned, weight class from 189 to 203.
You know,
what are your short-term goals? I think that goes.
that's the
that
shortest
goes well.
term you can have right there. That's the most important thing you do right here in this moment is win Fort Hood Fight Night. You know, somebody told me earlier he looks like a mini Joe Frazier. Nah, I can't unsee it.
Can't unsee it.
I can't unsee it. I wonder if he still got the ability to fight just like him. I'm excited to see him, not because we got the same name, but
he said his boxing role model, though, is Gervonta Davis. Of course, Trey Thomas's role models are Danny Swift Garcia, Mike Tyson, Errol Spence Jr., and Prince Mason Floyd.
man, that's a wide variety of different types of boxing.
4 fighters here?
Yeah, it's a good variety.
So what are you expecting from these heavyweight bouts?
One thing I always expect, man, you expect explosive power. You expect both of them to kind of bring it. He's been here before. Darius Miller has shown himself at Fight Night. It felt like he was robbed recently on a Fight Night that he had before. I think he's ready to show and shock the entire building and show what he has.
Let's go to Lance Poole and Trell Morris.
All right, give me a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my command at all times. Keep all your punches above the baseline. You got any questions? All right, touch them up.
A heavyweight title fight. Sixth fight of the night. Ready to go here on Fort Hood Fight Night.
It's always interesting when you got these last-minute replacement opponents because you're curious on what they're going to bring to the table. It's also difficult for Darius because he maybe not have been planning and preparing for a guy like Trey Thomas, you know? And now last second he's got to change his entire game plan up for this fight.
Right. Not sure what kind of video study that we've had in these Fort Hood Fight Nights, but of course you're expecting one thing and he could be completely different as Thomas. Misses with a left hook.
There we go. I'm just really curious, especially in this first round, you have to establish the jab. That is so key and so important because it's going to determine and dictate everything that comes after it.
Both fighters trying to feel each other out here in this early going as Thomas trying to establish the jab.
There you go. I like Thomas right now. He's throwing that right hand down to the body, but that's, again, so key on changing levels because he's going to set up so many other shots. You got to give these different looks.
Both fighters about the same stature. Has him in the corner.
Yeah, right now we see Trey Thomas. He's loading up that right hand. You can see he has it cocked up and ready to fire.
Miller misses with the left. Thomas trying to go 1-2. 10 seconds. Uppercut from Miller lands. And that will do it for our heavyweight title fight. More from Fort Hood Fight Night when we return.
Gentlemen, for the main event of the evening. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from California.
Welcome into Fort Hood Fight Night, and we are getting ready for the
With an
main
impressive
event,
fight
the
record
women's
of 32
heavyweight
bouts.
title fight
She boasts
between
22 victories.
Ijeoma Akubueze
Has
and
faced her
Sativa
opponents
James.
fearlessly, showcasing her
We will get
incredible
the fighter
skill
introductions here from
and
Lance Pooler.
domination. This athlete is not only a junior Olympic gold medalist, but also holds the title of 154-pound champion and 165-pound champion. She has proven herself time and time again, earning her place among the elite, ranked in the top 5 Elite 146 category. A proud member of Team USA and Pan Am America team. She represents the pinnacle of dedication and excellence in the sport. And if that wasn't enough, she carries the legacy of greatness as the great-great-great-granddaughter of the legendary boxer, the Galveston Giant, Jack Jackson. Representing 1-6 Battalion, 6'9" ADA. Weighing in at 177.4 pounds. Let's raise the roof for PSC Sativa James.
Sativa James, boxing out of Oakland, California, one of our, again, most experienced fighters that we'll have here tonight. You heard the accolades there. Junior Olympic gold medalist, ranked top 5 in Elite 146 pounds, Team USA member, Pan American Games team member, great-great-great-granddaughter of the great Jack Johnson.
That is an impressive set of accolades. And I heard it's hard for her to get opponents, man. She's extremely talented. She's got a deep, deep resume. And speaking of her, this is, again, just another day for her. Like, this is something that she's used to. I mean, come on, you heard the resume. It speaks for herself.
Sativa James in our women's heavyweight title fight, fighting at 177.4 pounds. What's your short-term goals? To be in the WCAP boxing team. She also wants to own her own gym one day.
Oh, man, what a great aspirations. Not only that, even talking to her, I mean, her plan really, she wants to be a part of the 2028 Olympic team. So, to all the viewers looking right now, we may see a future Olympian right here live.
On Fort Hood Fight Night.
Come on now.
21, she's been boxing since she was 21 years old. Again, she went to the Team USA Olympic trials. She's only been in the Army, I believe, for about a year and 8 months. But she's been boxing for 14 years.
Yeah. I'm excited what we're going to see. I've heard nothing but a lot of high praise from Sativa. So,
again, when we were talking to her, I don't know if you got this, but for a fighter of her stature, when I was talking to her, very quiet, very reserved. We'll see how that plays out here in the ring. I think it's going to be a little bit different out here in the ring.
From my personal experience, it never reflects that. The quiet ones are the most dangerous.
As you hear the pop from her unit behind us. So we'll get the introduction of the next fighter, Ijeoma Akubueze.
And fighting out of the red corner, hailing from New Jersey, representing 1-7 Cav, 1 ABCT, weighing in at 189.7 pounds. Let's hear it for First Lieutenant Ijeoma Akubueze.
Apologies about the mispronouncing your name. Akubueze, fighting out of Oak Ridge, New Jersey. Of course, we have the most experienced fighter fighting someone that says that she's been boxing for 5 weeks.
Listen, I'm gonna say one thing about this sport: you can never count anybody out. All it takes is 1 second, one punch, and that can change the whole outcome of a fight. So, oh, look at the energy.
Oh yeah,
he is feeling it.
official weight of 189.7 pounds. Favorite exercise, the bench press, and I'm gonna tell you, that is not my favorite exercise. That's your tale of the day, brought to you by FSR Roofing, your trusted roofing experts for Central Texas. The women's heavyweight title fight, our main event, is moments away. Darius, experience versus not so much. What do you think?
We gotta give Ijeoma a lot more credit, man. I think she probably has a lot of grit. It seems like she is fearless. Like I said, everybody knows with James, so many people are scared to take this fight. She isn't at all. And look at the energy on just her ring walk. She's coming with a lot of confidence, a lot of fearlessness, and I think that can help aid her in this fight, but ultimately we can't knock that. Sativa has great experience and a great accolades with an astounding pedigree. So I'm not gonna give Ijeoma any slouch. I'm excited to see what she's gonna bring.
Women's heavyweight title fight about to get underway here. We'll hear from the official Dontrell Morris one last time.
All right, let's make this last one a good one. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my command at all times. Keep the punches clean and above the waistline. Got any questions? Touch them up.
And here we go. The main event on Fort Hood Fight Night on the CW Central Texas. James versus Akubueze. Both fighters trying to feel each other out here. James landing the jab there.
Most important thing to see early is an established jab. And again, she's showing you don't have to throw every jab so hard. A lot of jabs can be just controlling, but her movement is looking really fluid.
Akubueze coming out trying to throw some haymakers here. Throws her off. She is coming out firing as James slips it.
It's hard to make an exciting match. That's why you can't ever count anybody out.
Trying to set it up here.
Akubueze looked like she has some power too.
Really did, just shrugged off James as they were trying to go to the ropes there. Yeah, James looks like she has the reach on Akubueze, but as you mentioned, it's like Akubueze has some power.
Yeah. One thing about the sport, you have to be careful for every second.
Big right hand lands
great
from
shot.
Akubueze.
She got a good spot, push her up against the ropes.
Nice counter there from James.
Right now, how it looks with James, I mean, a lot of times she's kind of like just poking and touching with the jab. Looks like she's really trying to just set up to land that right hand whenever she lunges and tries to attack inside. There's the right hand
there.
to go. And then she follows up with a hook. Very fundamental, great shots. It's another one of my favorite shots. I love the 3-2. Creates a good open to land the right hand. And she has a great check hook.
I don't want to say that Akubueze is out of control here a little bit, but she is coming out trying to throw some big punches.
She
She is trying to throw James around here.
You can't say Akubueze looks extremely strong. She looks extremely dangerous at all points. So again, James has to take that into consideration and has to be mindful.
Nice right.
That was a great right hand. Everything was timed perfectly.
Tim said that will be the round here in our main event women's heavyweight title fight. Second round when we come back. Physical Fitness Center on Fort Hood. Our main event, women's heavyweight title fight. Ijeoma Akubueze versus Sativa James. And Darius Akubueze was coming out hurling punches in that first round.
Yeah, she was. But this was Sativa James is using her experience to really mitigate and control that.
So James, keeping her at a distance, was able to land some of those 3-2 combinations like you mentioned.
She's doing a great job with using the jab and using her feet to control the range.
Big uppercut from James. James with a nice jab.
The trick what Akubueze has to do really is to be able to find a way of cutting the ring off. Right now she's coming straight forward in like a bull, but James is doing a tremendous job with her angles of footwork to kind of matador around the ring. One thing with James I would like to see more, just a little bit more work to the body. That is me again nitpicking. She has a good shot selection, but I think that would open up her game a little bit more. Just some stab jabs to the body, some shots, hooks around to the body, around the liver.
He's trying to get in there, throw some big hooks. It's James counter.
She was throwing some heat. I really got to appreciate Akubueze. She was fearless. She is not afraid to let her shots go.
James again trying to keep her at a distance with that jab. Big uppercut lands from James. Whoa!
That's what I meant about the matador, man. She does a good job on being able to control it. But Akubueze is coming in straight forward.
She slips that. We nearly had a.
Yeah, that could have got dangerous.
Front row clash right there. In the Fort Hood Fight Night. An immersive experience. And James trying to set up those combinations. Akubueze again is kind of slinging her around here. Altrell Morris lets her know. Fight from the clinch here. Morris will break him up.
Those moments in the clinch, when you get in them, man, you have to be able to take advantage. You gotta let there's always a free hand. You gotta be able to let your free hand go or create the separation and land some nice shots on the inside.
Do you think there's an opportunity here for James to maybe slip one of these? Right there.
Wow, good shots. Good shots.
Big shots by James.
You see the body language too. Akubueze is looking exhausted.
Ties her up, almost takes her down. That will be the round as a flurry of punches lands from Sativa James there at the end of round 2. The final round of Fort Hood Fight Night when we come Round of the night in our women's heavyweight title fight between Ijeoma Akubueze and Sativa James. This one may be up for grabs. James had a great second round, but Darius, what do you expect here?
Oh man, James has really put the pressure on. I think she's starting to carry a lot of the momentum, and Akubueze is starting to look a little bit winded, and James still looks very calm and composed. So we'll see how this third round really goes, but I still never count Akubueze out.
Slip there, lets her get up. Again, Akubueze coming out firing.
Yeah, she's coming forward, and James doing a good job. Like I said, you can't go straight backward. You got to keep changing the angles. You got to go left and right. She can never go backwards, straight backwards. That's what Akubueze wants.
Nice combination there from James. And it looks like James is getting ready to kind of has tried a couple of times to slip this and throw that hook. So you hear a chance of EJ coming from the crowd.
What a great barrage of punches for her. That's some great momentum she has to capitalize on, but I can know the amount of energy it took for her to do that.
Very technical fight here so far from James.
James has such a great left hook. Her 3-2 has been impeccable. She's been landing all night.
Come together and James starts firing. And EJ seems, Akubueze or EJ seems to be a fan favorite out here.
Yeah. It's a good showing for James. I can't see, I know James could be able to read the body language right now. And if she really wanted to press the action, she could be in a position to be able to stop her.
We'll have to break that up as we had a little bit of a uppercut from the clinch there. Akubueze dancing, precision, surgical with her throws. Big overhand from Akubueze. Looks like Akubueze is a little tired here.
5-moment reference separate that yet. Less than 20 seconds.
We'll see what the women's heavyweight title fight has in store for us in these final 10 seconds. Akubueze trying to land some punches. James keeping her at bay. James now throwing. As the crowd is getting into it, James with a nice combination, and that will do it here for our final fight of the night on Fort Hood Fight Night. The decision when we come back.